What's up, guys? This is gonna be me back doing another fan casting video for the Superman family. Today, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be doing the supporting cast, and I do want to start off today with the character that I meant to do in my Kryptonian fan cast, and that is going to be Kara Zor-El, Supergirl. And somebody I really do feel like would be perfect for this role is going to be Peyton List. I really do feel like Peyton, especially as of recent, has been kind of expanding on showing us exactly what it is that she can do. Um, we got kind of used to her on the, her Disney Channel roles, doing Jessie, as well as Bunked. So we kind of regarded her as more of a kind of a kind of not a children's actor, but somebody who was more into the family oriented kind of shows. And as we all know, most stars on Disney kind of want to branch out. And as of recent, we've been getting a lot of really great stuff from her, especially with her role on Cobra Kai, showing a little bit more of her aggressive side. We had the movie that she did with Logan Paul a while back. But I really do feel like with a character like Kara, who has so many different aspects of her character, who has undergone that kind of mind control with Darkseid, has had that kryptonite poisoning, and then you do have the Supergirl kind of aspect. So she's a character that has like 3, 4, up to 5 kind of different character evolutions through her. So I really do feel like you have an actress like Peyton, who is at this point in her career where she is trying new things and is branching off and is showing us so many different aspects of her abilities. I really do feel like she would be perfect for this role. Again, we've seen what she can do on Cobra Kai. She has that more aggressive streak, which works perfectly with the Red Lantern, the mind control by Darkseid. You do have that kryptonite poisoning where she does kind of have that slightly angrier aspect of the character. So I really feel like that aspect that we've seen from her recently would be perfect. Now, we also have with her the more family-oriented, she was supposed to be the older cousin of Clark, and now she's kind of taken on that younger kind of role. I feel like Peyton could pull from her Bunked, her Jessie, some of the other roles that she's taken lately, and kind of portray that aspect of the character. And then I feel like she could take a lot of the things and mold them together and be a more mature Superwoman than what we've gotten. I would like to see her kind of show a slightly different side of Kara than what we have had recently. As much as I really do love the Melissa Benoist Supergirl show, I do feel like it has so many different problems with the character, as well. We're seeing a lot of the CW shows as of recent, aside from maybe 1 or 2, Superman and Lois being one of them, that is kind of showing a lot of great things. I really do feel like, though, that's kind of has to do with the fact that HBO is kind of funding it. But I do feel like you have so much more potential with the character than what we had gotten with her. So I really do feel like Peyton would be absolutely perfect to portray a lot of these character evolutions that we have gotten from her. Now, kind of moving on, another role that I really do love and I really have been wanting to see portrayed by this one person is the Connor Kent, Con-El Superboy character. Now, for those that don't know or aren't familiar with Young Justice or aren't familiar with the Teen Titans show that we're getting at the moment, Connor is the clone that was introduced during the Death of Superman, Reign of the Superman, and Return of Superman storyline. And what he is He's the clone of both Superman and Lex, and I really do feel like nobody has the looks or the ability to kind of portray the dual identities that Connor has, because this man is such a, not only he's a flawed character, he's a heartbroken character, but yet he's also one of the strongest characters on all of DC Comics because of what he has to go through, because of what he has gone through. And I feel like nobody portrays that better than Robbie Amell. I've been saying for years that this man looks like he comes straight off the comic page. He looks just like Connor should look. I really have been wanting for years and years and years to see him with that black shirt with that blood red emblem on him. Yeah, I also would love to see him expand. See a Connor that accepted his role and kind of goes on later down in life to become Superman. So he gets his own suit. He's kind of no longer wearing the street clothes, but he actually is wearing a super suit. I really do feel like, again, Robbie has so many different aspects to his characters that he would portray that the angry, childlike innocence, naivete that Connor has, but yet he also has that ability to grow into this character that is willing to give up his life to save his friends, and a crisis fighting Superboy Prime, and later come back in life down the road. So I really do feel like Robbie would be perfect for this role. Now moving on, we are going to be introducing another character that was introduced to us during the Reign of the Superman arc, and that's going to be the John Henry Irons Steel character. And honestly, to me, this is a character I've kind of gone back and forth over the years. I've kind of come to a conclusion recently who would be absolutely perfect to portray this character, because I really feel like there's only one person that can do somebody like him complete and full justice, and that is DB Woodside, who has been on Lucifer for the last couple of years playing Amenadiel. And I feel like with a character like John, is you need a character that is both strong-minded, strong-willed, but yet he also has this caring streak where he cares about everybody, anything, everybody. He wants to make this difference. And especially with the last season of Lucifer that we just got, which I honestly just finished last night, I absolutely loved, is you have this character that I feel like he, as we know in the comics, he works for Lex Luthor. He becomes kind of disillusioned with what he's doing. He sees what Lex is doing with his stuff that he's building him, and he doesn't like it. So, and he sees the things that Clark is doing that he doesn't know is Clark, but he sees the things that he's doing in the way that he is helping people, and he decides, I'm going to take this technology that Lex has had me create, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to make my own out of it. I'm going to do good. And I feel like Woodside would absolutely kill it. I feel like this man is somebody that would be believable as Steel, and I feel like this is a man that we could believe created all this technology, created this suit of armor and this hammer to kind of show the world that you don't need to be Superman to be able to make a difference. And I would love to see kind of not a Marvel's Iron Man kind of look to the suit, but kind of a nanotechnology, maybe based on Kryptonian technology that maybe Lex had taken and had him reverse engineer to create the suit. Because I really do want to have that facial expression that we've had, that we've known in the comics for so long, which is very iconic to the Steel character. He's never had this kind of, at least not in comics that I've enjoyed, blank look like Iron Man. It's not never been this robotic look. It's always been this expressive, very vivid face mask, which I absolutely love, and I would love to be able to see that portrayed in the movies. Moving on, this is a character that I absolutely fell in love with years ago, during kind of like the New Krypton arcs and the Up and Away, and that is the son of Drew Zod and the adoptive son of Clark and Lois. And to me, I really do feel like there's nobody better that could portray this character than Fenn Carr playing the younger version of Zod, and Finn Argus playing the older version. And one of the reasons I say that is I really feel like we need kind of a combination of some of the stories we've gotten of him. Like I said, I do love the old version of his character where he was kind of this character that was rebellious against Zod, didn't like what Zod was doing, but yet I also do like what we got with the Rebirth storyline, where this was a character that was doing everything he could to make his father and mother happy. So I really do feel like with this character we could get so much out of him. For Fenn Carr, we had him on the Alexa and Katie Netflix show, playing the younger brother on that, where he was kind of this trickster. He had a slight attitude on it, but it wasn't too much of an attitude. I would love to see him kind of elevate that performance, where he is Zod's son, and where after he does become adopted, I would like to see it kind of toned down, but not, something that's toned down over time. I don't want to see something, just going straight down right away. But then, you have Fenn Argus, who I absolutely loved. I fell in love with his performance on Clouds. It was very moving to me, and I feel like this is a character that would very easily and very very well show the complexities that lore that Chris's character has undergone since coming out of the Phantom Zone, how he's developed as a character into the embodiment of the Kryptonian god. He does become essentially Kryptonian god on Earth, Nightwing, who Dick Grayson gets his name from, who was inspired by. But I feel like Fenn would just blow that kind of character out of the park. And adding on to that, I feel like Madison Iceman would blow Thera Akvar, the Flamebird, out of the park. Those two had an excellent chemistry on the movie Clouds. I absolutely loved them in that movie. I feel like, again, they could take that chemistry they had in that movie, bring it onto this, because they do have a relationship, and I really do feel like Madison Iceman would also have a really great chemistry between herself and Peyton, who Thera Akvar and Kara are supposed to be best friends when they were on Krypton. Thera later becomes the security lead of New Argo. So I really do feel like these two characters would just go so well together. They would mesh incredibly well, and I really would love to see Madison and Fenn playing these two characters together, because they really are a package deal, especially later down in the movies, I feel like. Moving on, we're going to get into one of my new favorite characters, and we've got kind of a iteration of him going on right now with the Superman and Lois show, and that's going to be John Kent, the son of Superman and Lois, Clark and Lois, and I have him becoming Superboy in the future, but I really do feel like Max Charles would do great as him. He has done a lot of voiceover work recently, but I really do feel like this would kind of be a perfect role for him to kind of branch out, taking on a slightly more live action kind of role with things. But I really do feel like he has a lot of those looks that John has. I really do feel like he would just be perfect for this role, and I don't feel like there would be anybody that would be better suited to taking it on. Now, moving on, I'm going to get into his twin sister, because we do have, again, on the Superman and Lois show, we do have the portrayal of Lois and Clark having these twin sons. And I absolutely love that. I really do feel like it's just been a perfect demonstration of things that I've said over the many years, that they work as parents. And that's something that you can show to humanize the character, because I feel like most people don't get Clark, they don't get the Superman aspect of the character, that, you know, how are we really supposed to liken ourselves to this character? And the best way to do that is, you don't want to elevate the Superman aspect of things. You want to elevate the human side, which Clark sees himself as, and there's no better way to elevate the human aspect of his character than portraying him as a father, having to deal with the things that fathers, most humans, do, and that's becoming a father. And for me, Sorel, who was a character in the comics that was introduced through Brainiac, trying to use her to get to Clark, was introduced as. And I really feel like nobody would be better suited for the character than Ellen Page, who I do feel like shares so many similarities between Olivia Wilde, who I have playing Lois, and Henry Cavill. She does look like she's a great combination of the two. So I really do feel like she would be perfect for the role. She has this nice spunkiness, this kind of humor to her that I see with my Lois character. But again, she's also got this kind of seriousness, which I don't want to say is pure Clark. But she has this ingenuine, great personality, I feel like, which would absolutely be a great combination of the two characters. Finally, we're going to get to our last superhero of this group, and then I got 3 more characters. And that's going to be Karen Starr, the alternate Earth version of Supergirl. So this is Power Girl. And I do feel like nobody better would suit this character than De'Ara Bird. I've been saying for years, she has the looks, she has the personality to play this character. And I don't want to say this is the sole reason, but she does have that kind of appeal that Power Girl has. I feel like she is a slightly older version of Peyton List, and a lot of her looks, she does look different, I won't say. But no, I really do feel like De'Ara would be perfect for this role, and she would kind of, just knock it out of the park. I would absolutely love to see her interacting with Clark, because she comes from a world where she was raised by Clark. She saw Clark and Lois as kind of like her parent figures. So I want to see her interacting with a younger Henry Cavill and a younger Olivia Wilde, seeing exactly how she would bounce those roles off of them. And I do feel like she would have this perfect kind of chemistry between Peyton as well, considering they're both on Cobra Kai together. So I really do feel like this would be a perfect role for her to undergo. Moving on, I'm going into slightly more human, slightly more family kind of cast, and that's going to be General Sam Lane, played by who I feel like would do him the most justice, is Ed Helms. I do feel like Helms has kind of this, Ed Harris has kind of this about him as this old school, I'm gonna take no shit, kind of U.S. general. I feel like he'd be perfect for this kind of role where he's kind of less antagonist, slash supporting character between Clark and Lois, where he does care for his daughter, but it's in such a different way than what we would like, or how she would like her portrayal to be with her father, where after her mother's death, he kind of jumped into his life as a military guy. He kind of dove into that as kind of an escape, and he didn't know any better way to raise her. So Lois was kind of having to raise herself. She was having to raise her sister. Um, and he's such a I'm going to protect my country to the point where he sees Superman as a threat to the protection of the country, and he does everything he can to kind of combat that. He learns over time to respect him, but yet he does have in the back of his mind that this is a man that could easily take down this country if he wanted to. So he's always kind of got these contingency plans to take care of him, and I really do feel like nobody better would portray that than Ed Harris. Now, I mentioned Lois's sister, and I feel like nobody would better portray Lucy as Emma Watson. I do feel like she has slight looks like Olivia Wilde. I do feel like whereas Olivia Wilde's character would kind of be portrayed taking after her mother, Emma Watson's character is taking after her father. So I really do feel like she's kind of this girl where Lois kind of rebelled against the father. Lucy's kind of looking for everything that she can do to please him. So she joins the military. She does everything she possibly can to please him, and later down in life becomes the Superwoman, kind of this spy that the government sent to spy on the New Krypton, which I would love to have a movie done later down in the line. But I really do feel like Emma would just be perfect for this role, where she'd have this great relationship with her father. Where not a great relationship, but she has slightly more relationship than what Lois does, just because of trying to please him. Where Lois has kind of done everything she can to show how different she is from him. So I really would love to see Emma Watson, who we have seen, take on slightly better, not better, but more adult roles since taking off from Harry Potter. So I really would love to see how she can portray this character. And finally, we're going to end things with Detective Dan Turpin, who I absolutely loved on the Superman animated series. I still watch the death scene that he had in that with Darkseid, and so kind of gets to me to this day. But I really feel like nobody would be better to portray Dan Turpin than Dan Lauria. I feel like this is a man that he's an old school cop. He's not really, you kind of wonder if he's on the up and up, but you don't question it because he is such a great cop. And he is one of the kind of cops that I feel like would never be on the take or anything like that. He's just an old school cop, and he just does things a lot of the ways that nobody maybe agrees with fully. But he gets results. And I do feel like nobody better would portray that than Dan Lauria. And I feel like nobody would be better suited to portray, again, one of my favorite scenes is that death scene with Darkseid than Dan Lauria. I really would love to see that adapted into a live action scene. It's such an emotional scene, and if you ask, in my opinion, that again, nobody would do it as much justice as I feel like this man would. That said, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on my casting. Let me know if you agree, disagree, if you have any different ideas. If you kind of want to elaborate on what you feel. I'm always open to kind of different opinions on it. I'm kind of always changing my mind on things. I'll see one role, I'll watch one guy in a movie, and I'm like, no, this guy's perfect. But no, if you guys have a different opinion, let me know. Like, comment again, and I'll see you in the next one. That said, have a great one, guys.